Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Brian with Risner Cutlery, and today we have some brand new Jack Wolf knives to show you. These are the Little Bro Jacks, the smaller version of the Big Bro Jacks. This is the first release of the Little Bro Jacks to the market, and they look really good. So if you've got a couple of minutes, hang out with us while we go over these awesome modern traditional slip joint knives. Okay, let's take a look at what you get here. You just saw the box, but here's the metal tube each knife comes in. Each tube has some unique artwork. Here you've got the Little Bro and the Big Bro wolves on the side. It's really well done. Each Jack Wolf tube always has some interesting high quality artwork. I like the Big Bro, Little Bro theme. It's kind of wholesome. Okay, let's open up the top here and see what's inside. Up first, you've got this little cardboard collectible pog thing with the tube artwork on it. Pogs were a bit before my time, but if you remember these things, then you might have a little bit of nostalgia for them. On the back, you've got the name of the knife. Here's the leather slip that each Jack Wolf knife comes in. It's a nice quality leather slip to keep your knife safe in. It's well built. It's got the name of Jack Wolf on the front there, and it's got nice, soft, flexible leather. It fits the knife very well. That'll keep your knife from scratching up in your pocket or anything like that. And a sticker, because who doesn't like stickers? I like that. Like I said, the Big Bro, Little Bro theme is pretty fun. I like the little wolf. Usually the wolves on these artwork are pretty big, scary looking ones, but this one's a bit more family oriented. And you get two stickers so you can share it with your little bro. And obviously there's a knife in there too, but I don't want to spoil the next part. Okay, here they are, the Jack Wolf knives, Little Bro Jack. There's 5 different variations. We're going to look at each one in a bit, starting with the Fat Carbon Dark Matter Copper handle here. This is a really cool looking carbon fiber handle. You can see the copper swirl going on in there. This is one of the more popular handle materials when it gets offered, and you can see why. This just looks really cool. Blade centering is always on point with Jack Wolf, but I'll show you anyways. Opening it up, we get to see our S90V clip point blade, and it's got a nice little pop when it opens up like that. One thing that Jack Wolf knives are well known for is their hollow grind blades. The blade tapers down to a very sharp edge, and if I hold the knife like this, you might be able to get an idea of what I'm talking about. On the back, the blade is flush with the back spring, no gaps. Everything's just made very well on these knives. They're very well put together with premium materials. And when you're holding it in your hand, you can really get a sense of the quality of the Jack Wolf knife. This next one is pretty neat. You don't see this handle material everywhere. This is called Kieranite, and it's a brand that makes these really intricate, really well done acrylic patterns. This color is called Crystal Lake. It's got this deep blue swirl pattern that just looks very impressive to the eye. It's got an almost 3D effect to it, but the handle itself is perfectly smooth. There's no texture whatsoever, but it's not slippery in your hand either. It's got a nice grip. There's some neat handle materials out there, but this is definitely one of the cooler ones. Jack Wolf Knives has always had great handle materials to choose from on every release. There's just something for everyone, and I think this one here might be the one for me this time. This is by Camo Carbon, and it's called Flow Party. It's just a bunch of fun neon colors mashed in there. I think I see pink and green and orange. It's like a roller rink got turned into a knife or something. It looks really good with these dark titanium bolsters, the contrast of dark and light colors. Speaking of the bolsters, these are bead blasted titanium, one piece bolster and liner, all made from the same piece of titanium. That's something else Jack Wolf always has, titanium construction in all their knives. No aluminum or anything like that, not that there's anything wrong with it, but you're getting premium materials throughout. We've got another carbon fiber handle here, this one coming once again from Fat Carbon. This is Nebula. I'm not sure why they call it that. I suppose they're thinking of a cosmic dust cloud or something, giving off really cool colors like that. You could call this the USA handle just as easily, but either way it's a nice bright handle, also one of the more popular choices when this is available. I've seen it on a few knives now. Either way, whatever carbon handle you pick, they're all great. The carbon is nice and smooth, there's not any rough patches or bits of it flaking off. The titanium Torx screws that hold the handle in place are nice and flush too. They won't stick out and scratch up your table or get caught on anything in your pockets. Just all in all, very well put together. Okay, the last little bro jack we have to show you today is the Rosewood handle. Jackwolf knives are pretty well known for using bright carbon fiber or acrylic handles, but you can usually find a more traditional handle material like micarta or wood, and today we get rosewood. It's a dark hardwood. There's a couple different kinds of it out there, but usually it comes from Brazil or India depending on the source. Rosewood's one of the more attractive and unique woods you'll find on a knife handle. Each one looks a little bit different, sometimes a lot different from each other depending on how dark or how light it is or how much texture the handle has. This is a pretty good example, but I'll show you some more rosewood handles here in a second so you can get an idea of the variation possible. So like I said, each one of the rosewood handles looks a bit different because it's a natural wood. So some will be a bit darker, a bit lighter, have some more texture or less. I think it really comes down to personal preference and what you like in a wood grain. But these are some really great looking handles. I think rosewood does a good job at being like carbon fiber handles in that each one has a unique personality to it and no two look exactly the same. Alright, let's get into the knife specs a little bit and then we'll wrap this video up. Alright, let's go over some final things here. The little bro jack, when closed, comes in at 3.54 inches. It is the little bro jack after all, with the big bro model coming in closer to 4 inches. The bolster and liner, they are one piece of bead blasted titanium with a bit of fluting along the top of the bolster there. And the hardware on these is polished titanium Torx screws. With the knife opened up, the blade is an S90V with a belt satin finish and the Jackwolf name engraved on the tang. The blade itself is only 2.67 inches long, which is great if you have length restrictions where you live. The fully opened length of the knife is just a bit over 6 inches. It's not a huge knife by any means, and it weighs in at 2.1 ounces, so it's not a particularly heavy knife either. Well, that's the little bro jack from Jackwolf Knives. I hope you enjoyed watching. Feel free to subscribe, and as usual, we'll see you next time.